Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Our today topic is addition of forces. In this topic, we will discuss how different forces are added together and how it is different from simple arithmetic rules. Now here you see that we will discuss the addition of forces. Now what are the addition of forces? As you know that force is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. So therefore force cannot be added by the ordinary method. What is meant by magnitude? Do you know about the magnitude? Magnitude is some number with the unit. In direction, as you know about the direction is if the force is pointed over somewhere and it shows the direction, that is the direction. So forces cannot be added by the ordinary arithmetic rules. How we can add the forces we will discuss here. Let's suppose this is a box and a force of 50 Newton is acting on the box. Here you can see that we are saying about the force and it is of 50 Newton, it is its magnitude and it's showing direction which is along downward direction. So this is our force which has magnitude and direction, so it is the vector quantity. Now let us discuss how we can add the forces. We cannot add the forces by the ordinary method, like we have look here, we have 20 meter plus 20 meter equals to 40 meter. We can easily calculate and easily add the magnitude like this. But in case of forces, it is not like that. In simple method, let us consider you have two bags. One is of 2 kg and other is of 5 kg. So you just add 2 kg plus 5 kg equals to 7 kg. That is the magnitude, because in that addition in this addition of meter, you does not show the direction. When the direction of is added, so we cannot add the vectors by the ordinary method. What we will do is, let's suppose we have a force of 20 Newton. This is a force of 20 Newton and we add 20 Newton more force in it. Both are in same direction. Then what will happen? This is a 20 Newton force and this one is also 20 Newton force. We add them and what will be happen? We get the 40 Newton force in the same direction. Note that the direction of all the forces are same. When we are adding, in this case, direction of all the forces, as you see here, 20 Newton force, 20 Newton equals to 40 Newton. All the forces have the same direction. Next, we have the force here 20 Newton. This is a force of 20 Newton plus this is also the force of 20 Newton. But what happened there? These forces are not in the same direction. These forces are in opposite direction. Then what happened? It is equals to 0 Newton. So if the forces are opposite to each other and they are same, like both are same, 20 Newton plus 20 Newton, it gives you 0 vector, like 0 Newton. Now here is another case in which, like, we have two forces. Again we have two forces of 20 Newton which is equals to 40 Newton, but they are also in the same direction, like this. It is both these forces are also in the same direction. So by this method we can find the addition of forces, and when forces are added we get the resultant force. This one 40 Newton force and this one 40 Newton force and this one 0 Newton is the resultant of the two forces. These 20 Newton two forces, it is the resultant of these forces. Now next we will discuss what is the resultant force. A resultant force is a single force it is a single force. Just remember, it is a single force that has same effect as combined effect of all the forces to be added. It is the same effect of all the forces which will be the added. Like I will give you the example. Let's suppose this is the vector A or force A and this is the force B. Now when we will add it, so what happened? The force A, this is the force A and this one is the force B. We added and here is the resultant. Resultant is what? It is the combined effect of both A and B forces. So for A, this is the force A and this is the force B. If we are going to take the combined effect of these two forces, resultant force is what? The combined force A and B, both forces, we combine these two forces and we get this resultant R, which is the combined effect of both the forces A and B. It's very easy. Just remember that resultant force is a single force. It is just a single force. If we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, a lot of forces here, the resultant is only one. The resultant is only one, which is the combined effect of all the forces. Next, head to tail rule. It is very important in the vector theory. It is very important in the vector theory, and one of the method for addition of forces, the graphical method. Like head to tail is the graphical method. In this method, forces can be added by the head to tail of vector addition. We can do the vector addition by the head to tail rule. Let's suppose we have two vectors, A vector and vector B. The vector A is here, the vector B is this, and I took the same example that you can understand very well by this example. Here is the vector A and we combine these two forces, vector A and B, and their effect is this resultant R. So what happened there? Now we can discuss here. We have the resultant this, vector A, vector B is this, but what is the head to tail rule here? Head to tail rule is this: we add the two vectors by joining head of one vector. Listen carefully. Head of one vector with the tail of other vector. By joining head of one vector, this is the head of the vector, with the tail of other vector, that is the head to tail rule. Point to remember that. Now we have this resultant, and resultant is the combined effect of vector A and B, A plus B, which is equals to R here. Now points to remember, you have to remember these points. The head of first vector, I already told you, the head of first vector must coincide, we use must here, must coincide with the tail of the second vector. And the second point to remember is R is the resultant vector whose direction is always from tail of first vector to the head of last vector. If we have more than two vectors here, A, B, C, D, E, so the head of first vector, the head of resultant vector coincide with the last vector and tail coincide with the first vector. So R is a resultant vector whose direction is always from tail of first vector to head of last vector. Again, from tail of first vector to head of last vector. This is the resultant vector. I hope so you understand the head to tail rule, and after this inshallah in next lecture we will discuss its examples. If you have any query, any question, do ask me. Thank you so much.